Hey everyone, I'm Jamie Seabold from SPS. Welcome to the SPS check-in. I just want to welcome Nick and Zach from FabCo. They are a partner of ours in central fabrication. They've been doing sockets for us. We launched it this year. Let's get to know them, a little bit about their background and what they have to offer. So Nick, if you don't mind starting, just can you tell us a little bit about FabCo and how you got started?
FabCo Prosthetic Designs is a prosthetic-only central fabrication facility. I've been in the industry for about 15 years now. The majority of that has been prosthetic-only fabrication. Of the last 13 or 14 years, I've been running a central fabrication facility. I think the partnership that we've formed with SPS this year gives them another resource at their disposal.
Tell me a little bit about your staff, how much experience you have on your staff, a little bit about the service that you provide.
We're located in Nashville, Tennessee. I have 9 technicians, including myself, do everything from CAD to cast, anything from upper extremity to lower extremity, posterior mount. We spend all of our time focusing on prosthetics, from what's new in the industry to material selection to socket design. All of that comes from collaboration with the customer, the clinician, and ultimately providing a device to a patient that they love.
Zach, being a practitioner, can you give us a little insight as to how you work with Nick and FabCo?
I've known Nick for more than 10 years, always have found a lot of value in bringing him into the end stages of prosthetic fitting. So when I'm transitioning a patient from a test socket to lamination, I enjoy hearing from Nick and what his thoughts are. I want him to know about the patient's challenges, and not just typical challenges, but some of those detailed challenges that make a really good socket into a great socket. And that includes materials, design, layups, and then he's able to tell me from the fabrication side how I'm able to achieve that.
Nick, in your opinion, what do you think the benefits are to the O&P industry on using central fabrication?
The change that's occurred over at least my career, insurance rates are dropping, reimbursement is getting worse and worse. And so that leads to a lot of smaller O&P clinics letting go of technical staff, outsourcing central fabrication. I think the misconception is that we're going to send stuff into a central fab and they're just going to do it their way. We're just going to get what we get. I think where FabCo's different is that we will spend time with you talking through material selection, socket design, whatever the case may be, to ensure that you're getting what you want. I think it's hard for smaller clinics that see fewer prosthetic patients to be able to really dive into some of the stuff that's out there.
And Zach, from your side of the business, how have you seen things change over the years from going in-house to using more of a central fabrication or outsourcing?
I think the future is good. I think a lot of clinicians would prefer in-house central fabrication, and Nick to be in your technical area with all the equipment he has to produce the products that he does. But for me to hire somebody with that skill set would be, 1, challenging to find, 2, it'd take a while to train them, and 3, the operational capacity to have all the equipment that FabCo has is really not what I would like to focus on and what other clinicians would like to focus on. I'd like to lean on somebody that provides more than the socket that they build. So that requires really good communication, and they're an extension of my practice, not just the CFAB that I priced out and said they're good to go.
Yeah, and to piggyback that, Zach, I think what a lot of people want to be able to do is just walk in the shop and talk to their technical staff and say, I want this done, this done. And what happens with central fabrication is you lose that communication line. And I think that's where we excel really well, through FaceTime, text, phone calls, whatever the case may be. We try to provide that same experience like we're working in your back shop.
We started this partnership back in March, April timeframe, I believe. What kind of changes do you see happening down the road where we can better serve our customers?
Well, when we first started this, we didn't really know what the industry wanted. Did they want just a kind of a low-cost socket that could be turned around quickly and they can use their SPS buying power? And what we found over the last 5 or 6 months since we started this is that they do want those options. So we're going to be working with SPS to integrate more options into our product pages, whether it's a click system or a posterior mount system. We're also working on streamlining that and cleaning it up so that we do provide as many options as we can feasibly do through an online platform.
Based on your experience with us and our customer base, using the online store to place orders, where do you see improvement that we can help both you and our customer base have more options available to them?
If you come to FabCo Prosthetic Designs directly as a customer, we lay out a large platform of options. What we want to do is integrate that into SPS so that upfront, this is what it's going to cost. This is what FabCo needs from the clinician. What we've learned over the last 6 months is how to integrate those things into the SPS platform so that you're getting the same service that you would get directly from us.
For me, Jamie, it's a one-stop shop for me as a clinician to order my products and order my socket, have that nicely put together, anticipate the turnaround time frame. It's all coming from SPS, and it streamlines those channels so I can be proficient in my work.
Obviously, there's a lot of customization, when you're talking about, prosthetic sockets. I've always been told that central fabrication can be difficult because you don't always know what the cost is going to be.
And that's why we as a company have always tried to be upfront with that while we're constantly making changes so that it is more upfront. There's no guessing. This is what you're going to pay for it.
I think that's the benefit of using our online store, right? Because they know exactly what the cost is going to be. So Zach, in your opinion, does ordering central fabrication through an online platform benefit you as a practitioner?
Yeah, in a couple ways. One, that's where I'm ordering all my products majority of the time. Number two, there's pricing transparency with the socket style that I asked for. That's helpful for me to understand and anticipate what the cost is going to be. And then lastly, the turnaround time frames. I'm able to reschedule my patient back in an appropriate amount of time versus sort of guessing when that socket is going to come back in the door. To me, a lot of the transparency features on your website are helpful.
Well, Zach and Nick, we certainly appreciate your time. If there's any additional questions or if anybody needs anything, please reach out to your SPS sales manager. Thank you for your time. We hope you and your families are safe out there. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.
See you guys.